Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to part 7. As always, I'm joined by Santa, and we're on Island 5, the most dangerous island that we've ever come across thus far into the
I have to do
into the
all the
stream.
work while he runs around and
Well,
poops coins.
going where going? No. Is my wall even fixed right now, Santa?
Yeah, it's fine, because I was there to protect it.
It is. There's no wall on my screen. It concerns me.
Uh-oh. Well, run and check it.
I am going run and check it. Like, there's no back wall on my side. Oh, it's
Okay,
perfectly fine.
Josh. This
All
is
right.
it. I need filler commentary.
Filler commentary. All
I
right,
will
guys.
be back in who knows how long.
All right, that's fine.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna mute myself in Discord.
yeah,
too.
you can mute yourself. I'll just start talking to myself, and any viewers decide to hop in and want to chat. So I guess I should just tell funny stories, maybe. Nope, not going out there. So funny story. Do I have any funny stories? Probably not. I have depressing stories. I don't really like to tell the depressing stories. But you know, the depressing stories are always the stories that you learn from, you grow from, you gain experience from sadness and anger and happiness. But most of all, the best part about well, there's always going to be sad times in your life. Nothing's ever sunshine rainbows like this wonderful unicorn that poops gold. There will always be a rough patch that you always have to go over with your four-wheel drive Ford pickup truck. um, I say that because my family's a big Ford people. We like to drive Fords around and all that. Um, you know, it's just I guess I should tell. I don't. I'm debating on what story to tell because I have lots of sad stories in my life. Um, not like sad, but mostly they're like not the best to tell to people, mainly because they have gruesome things in them. But there's also it's not like no. I grew up in a pretty good household, but it's just filler content for Santa because I can't talk to him. I just start rambling on, and the only thing that pops into mind are just stories about the past of when the bad things have happened to me. Um, yeah. So what happened? So let's talk about the time that I was stupid. I used to be very, very dumb. Did stupid things. Like everybody's done something stupid in their life. I'm about to lose this wall. Um, my stupidest time in my life had to be when I was in a daycare. It was one of those bouncy castle places where they have the jumping thingies all the places. I decided, hey, what if I ride the rail down? You know, like those big slides that go up at least 20 feet, 30 feet in the air. I was like, I'm gonna ride the rail down. Me being, I don't know, probably 10 or 12, trying to ride a rail going down, doesn't really work out considering that it's filled with air and not any material that is structurally sound. So I end up falling off about 10 feet from the ground, hands right in front of me. Um, and luckily, instead of dying like most people would from hitting their head on the ground, I landed in the push up position with my arms stretched out in front of me. And instead of breaking my arms like any sane person would have from that kind of fall and taking the full pressure of probably 90 or 80 pounds of human being, I didn't break my arms. All I had was a very red, my arms were just very red from the impact from hitting the ground very hard. And I'm guessing that I consider that a miracle, in my opinion. Because instead of being I could have died there. I've probably almost died at least 5 times in my life. I've probably almost been bitten by a snake, which would have considered be death because I don't know what it is about me and snakes, but snakes seem to find me very interesting and seem to always show up no matter where I go. I could probably find one just going outside. Not really that easy considering that I'm in a city now where snakes are less common. Um, but I'm not a fan of snake. I'll hold a snake, just as long as it has non-venomous fangs. Because I rather get bit by a snake that physically won't murder me if I get bit by it than a snake that will possibly lead to my death. Um, What else can I talk about? Let's talk about. You know what? I'm gonna talk about. I think my first game I ever played. Um, that I can remember from my past. So back in the day, and we did not have these wonderful, um, one like these flat. I'm gonna call them flat screen desktops because they didn't exist. We had that bulky old computer from I don't know the from I don't know from 1990, the one that you always see in like those movies. We had one of those guys in our house. Um, the first game that I can remember playing was on the computer was a game that was called let's see if I can remember it. It was a war game. It was a pretty old war game. It was pretty much all I would play because it was so interesting and fun. But eventually I started playing it again, and then I stopped because I realized that it's not fun unless you play with friends. But you can't because the game is that old that it physically does not have a copy that is younger, which does kind of make me sad. But the earliest game I can remember watching for like in general was my when my dad was playing Command and Conquer Red Alert or Command and Conquer something. It was a Command and Conquer game. Those games, pretty cool in my eyes. I love those games. I always wanted to play those games because because they just seem so cool. I love strategy games mainly. Probably why I'm playing this game. This is technically a strategy game of pretty much strategy, luck, and how determined are you to survive. I just got a Discord message. I wonder what it is. Too bad I kind of can't check it. Let's see. Oh, someone. No, wait. It's not important. It's not important. It's not important, guys. Just ignore that. Let's see here. What else? Stories. I'm not a very interesting person. I've found out. You know what? I'll tell some summer camp stories. Summer camp story time. Very funny kind of summer camp stories. Let's talk about my first year of summer camp. First year of summer camp, I was considered a CIT, or a counselor in training. And then I was told that before they had changed it to counselor in training, it used to be called something else, which was called staff helper in training. And if you put those together, you get a very vulgar word to some people. I'll let you all put that word together. But when I first started working there, I was the most nervous person you could ever meet. I always wanted to be a staff member. Once I've learned that I could be, I jumped right aboard on the staff member train at a summer camp. And the first week, I was probably the quietest person I was ever in a long time. I only get quiet when I meet new people or I'm in somewhere that I'm unfamiliar. I'm a very like self-conscious, I think, person who does not really. I don't like to go and meet new people because I don't know. There's something in me that just doesn't like the idea of me finding somebody new to talk to. It's just hard. It's always been hard for me. I actually have a stage fright, believe it or not. At the summer camp when we were supposed to perform on stage for our little skits, um, I I regret so many things that I performed. I performed one thing on that stage that I completely regret, and why is the walls keeps coming up and down. So I performed a skit for that was a runoff from the week before that some campers did on stage because I thought it was kind of funny because it was a skit about our main guy. Our main guy was named Adrian. Uh, we did not like Adrian. No, none of the staff members did. It turns out that he was actually drinking on the job. Yeah, it was weird. It was a weird first year for me. Most people would have said, "I'm never doing that again." Um, but me being the most insane person I've ever known, I went back for more torture. What they did was pretty much my first year. They drug us around like pretty much like I don't know, slave labor. I don't know what to call it. Like we didn't get paid. We the only thing we technically got was food and shelter. Um, and then pretty much the first year they kept me up till about 12 in the morning because we had a thing called Spec Ops. Spec Ops was a little like fun thing for the campers, It started off fun for the staff until we realized that it was until 12 in the morning every day, about 3 days in the week, for about 3 weeks. Knowing me, who liked to go to bed early, I was not a fan of the Spec Ops, considering that it required me to stay up till 12 in the morning. But I was not switching my job post because it was where it was I would they wouldn't have let me switch because there weren't enough people going for Spec Ops. And I'm about to lose this wall. And I lost my wall. That's fine. But fun things happen there. I did get to scare children, which was very fun. Always have a fun time scaring children. If you've never scared a child, you don't know what true happiness is. True happiness is when you scare a child half to death and they start screaming and run for their lives because they don't know what is real and what is fake. That reminds me of a story on Halloween, surprisingly. So on Halloween, I enjoy dressing up as a faceless Grim Reaper. And being a faceless Grim Reaper, I quite enjoy standing perfectly still in the yard with my feet shown so that they think it's real, but they think it's fake, but they think it's real. I like psych them out like 7 times before they realize that I'm a real person. But by the time that they realize I'm a real person, it's too late, and I already have started them. But there was this one year. I was standing on the front lawn. They were coming out. This one kid would physically not get up in the lawn, and the people there picked me up and moved me around, acting like I was a fake thing so that they wouldn't scare the kid. And then eventually the kid came back, and I didn't know it. I didn't see the kid come back. And when I went to go and jump scare some other kids, the only reason I knew he was back was because he was so scared that he said, "I knew it. I knew he was real." And he sprinted. He sprinted off the front of the lawn, right back into the street, and just ran. I That was like my favorite Halloween. I was like 16, the age when you're not allowed to trick or treat, but that's perfectly fine with me. I love scaring people. But talking about costumes, I do go to Comic-Con. Comic-Con is a very fun event that I do recommend to anybody who's interested in anything that is sci-fi, anything that is a fantasy world, like, I don't know, D&D players, people who like anime, people who like cartoons, people who pretty much like almost any category of content. You'll find something at Comic-Con just for you. They have swords, they have knives, they have comic books, which is, of course, because Comic-Con. But I dress up as the Fourth Doctor from Doctor Who. And being that since I dress up as the Fourth Doctor from Doctor Who, I have to have a certain appearance on me, which means I have to have this gigantic, heavy brown coat. And underneath that coat, I have a vest with a white shirt on. And underneath that, I have another shirt on, so that when I take off the heavy coat, that you don't see like the underneath that. And that is, it gets hot. Let me tell you, costumes are not easy to dress up in, including when you go all out for them. And then to top all that off, the costume requires that I have to wear a scarf. This big, long, like 20-foot scarf that I have to fold in half, because if I don't fold it in half, it physically scrapes the floor, and I don't want any of that gunk at Comic-Con to get onto it. But yeah, that's about Comic-Con. What else I don't know. I'm just rambling old Josh here. Anything funny happened? Let's see. Anybody else? Let's see. Anything else? Got a funny story. So, I'm the middle child, okay, in my family. So I was always the one that kind of got forgotten every so often when something would go down. So they would be somewhere and they completely forget about me. Because I was quiet. Well, I wasn't quiet, actually. I was probably I'm the loudest person in my family. But I was quiet sometimes, and they completely forgot I was there. And they completely forgot that I like food. And they would go out without me, or something. I don't remember. There's been a few times. They've completely forgot that I was there. And the wall's broken again. Yay! Great! Why? I can't even tell a story without this wall being destroyed instantly. Um, yeah. Let's see here. Anything else filler content? Let's see. Did Santa message me back yet? Anything new? Nope. Still in a call. Gotcha. All right. So let's see here. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? I don't want to tell that story. That's a disturbing story. Um, the insanity stories. There we go. The insanity stories. One day in the fifth grade, I was on a field trip. And this field trip was a very special field trip because we got to go visit the Global Wildlife Center in Louisiana. And if you don't know what that is, it is this gigantic wildlife preserve that's pretty much kind of open range. It's just a giant fence, and what you get to do is they have these carts that go around, and you get to sit in the cart. You have this food. You can feed the animals. They had zebras. They had gazelles. They had whatever those things that burp. If y'all know what that is, comment it because I have no idea what they're called. They're kind of like small deer, but they burp. It's really weird. They're kind of cool looking. They had some giraffes, but you don't really get to see the giraffes because the giraffes are always so far away from the carts. They don't really like the carts. They couldn't have anything like that would possibly injure people. They used to have ostriches there. They told us. They told us stories on the bus. Well, actually, this is a completely different trip. I was just describing what it is. But so what happens is we go on the field trip. It's a wonderful Friday. We get there. The first group gets to go on their little tour around the place. We get
Josh, I can't hear you. I'm muted. This is an important call. I need to stay on the call. Go watch my side. Go watch my side. I'll take care of your side. I can't hear you.
So what happens is it's our turn. We get on the bus. Looks like there's going to be rain. We go and we ride it, and the storm starts. Thunder, lightning, wind blowing. Everybody's soaked. Me sitting there, challenge. So here's the better part. Here's the best part. Here's the best part of the story. This is why I call this my insane times. I was sitting there everybody had switched sides because they were getting soaked on one side. I stayed on the soaked side. I was like challenging. I was like, yes, powerful Zeus, I challenge you to battle. Challenging freaking the fake god of thunder and rain and whatever. Not batting an eye, taking challenges. Bit of an insane person I was back then. And then eventually, the girls got concerned for my safety. The girls in my class got very concerned for my safety. So they're like, "Hey, come back on this side, Josh. Don't stay on that side, Josh. You're kind of scaring us." But that was a really fun field trip. Other than the fact that I did get to miss my big trip on the thing. But I was stoked. I had a fun time. I don't think anybody else had a fun time like me. Let's see what else. Another middle child story. So, me being the older brother of the middle child, because I am the middle child, but I'm the older brother because I have an older sister instead. Fun stories. We share a room. We still actually share a room, me and my brother, when I go home from college. And it turns out that back in the day, I was a bit of a businessman. Instead of cleaning my room, I would pay my brother energy cards. If you don't know what an energy card is, it's a Pokemon card that is like I pretty much traded him the electricity and fighting type energy cards because I had a lot of those. I would trade him an energy card to clean the room. He would clean the whole room for one energy card. And that was amazing. And at some point, I don't know when, I somehow got a hold of one of his very rare cards. And I don't remember how, don't remember why, I just ended up getting one of his rare cards. It's Kyogre. It's a Primal Kyogre EX card. And my slyness really does concern me because, yeah, that's kind of like, wow. I didn't realize I was such an evil person. I hope Santa didn't go pay the beggars. He probably did, so that's why he was probably coming back. I'm just gonna head back this way. I don't want to head all the way out there, and he'd be like, yeah. So let's see, what else can I do for filler for Santa while he is still on a phone call? Let's see, maybe. Is there any other funny stories or anything cool that has ever happened to me in my life? Let's see. I got one. So I'm a bit of a scaredy cat. If you've watched my Phasmophobia streams, you would know that I'm a very big scaredy cat. I do not like ghosts. I do not like demons. I don't like the idea of demons. I know they're real. I don't like that idea. I know they're lurking around in the darkness of the day and night, because why else would there be that kind of stuff happening in the world? So where was I going? Gosh, I completely forgot where that story was going. Scaredy cat. I would not physically watch Jaws. I would not physically watch Jurassic Park. I would not watch Indiana Jones. I do not know why I would not watch Indiana Jones, but for me, it was considered a horror movie because there was violence and death and things that were jump scared. There were a little bit of jump scares in there. Can't lie about that. There were action-packed scenes that kind of felt like jump scares. But the reason I wouldn't watch Jurassic Park is because they're jump scares and dinosaurs. Two things that I do not like together. And then the reason 100% don't like Jaws is because I do not like sharks. In fact, it made me fear the ocean. I still do not go swimming in the ocean. One, because I hate sand, and the second reason is I just don't like the ocean. Because salt water plus mouth equals bad taste in mouth. Salt water plus eyes equals burning eyes. Salt water plus nose equals burning nose. I do not like the ocean. But I still go nonetheless. I watch infomercials on the TV because why the hell not? Just might as well watch infomercials. It's something I like the TV. I guess I just jumped into another story there. I don't. When I grew up, the last memory I have of watching TV is when I was 4. I remember that we used to watch Dora the Explorer, Barney. We used to do that all the time. Diego. At one point we stopped getting cable, and the only time I would get to watch TV was back whenever we'd go on vacation to the beach, to the mountains, anywhere. I would just be glued to the TV. You could not separate me from the TV. But give me a second. I'm gonna get a nice sip of water here. That's good. But this filler is probably the worst filler I've ever made. Maybe I should start telling jokes, and maybe someone can respond to me in the comments. If they don't respond to me in the comments, I'll just leave the jokes and act like people did respond to me in the comments. What has 2 legs? Oh, wait. What do you call a cow with 2 legs? I'm gonna wait 5 seconds before I get the answer.
I'm here. Okay.
Oh, Santa, thank goodness. I've been telling horrible stories. These poor people have been...
Is my wall dead?
No, your wall's perfectly fine. You have, like, the better defense right now because I've been focusing on other things.
Yeah, I'm getting your defense up. Listen, Duncan came over because he's having some trouble. So if it's cool, can we, like, do this for, like, another 10 to 15 minutes and then call it?
Yeah, that's fine. That'll probably end up...
And then when he leaves, we can jump into more.
We can go into the Gmod live stream, which will also be tonight, if anybody is still...
Just keep getting beggars. I'm going to go let him in. Keep getting beggars and archers and stuff. I'll be right back.
All right. It looks like it's just... It looks like, guys, it's just me again. I'm so sorry you have to torture through me telling very boring stories because I haven't had a very interesting life. I've played video games for about 12 hours a day usually because that's just me. I stay inside for most of the day, so I don't really get to go see nature. It sounds like I can still hear Santa in the background, which is a good sign. That means that he's not too far away, which means it won't be me talking endlessly. Now I'll just say some random words and hope that somebody will just ignore me for the next 20 minutes. Phoebe Flobben.
I apologize.
Cleven, Gleiven, Juven.
We are going to just be a little bit longer.
It's that.
Almost died 18 times in this one world.
That's an over-exaggeration. That's an over-exaggeration.
No, it's not.
We've almost died at least 5-6 times.
Oh my gosh.
I got the beggars. Don't worry, they're coming.
Hi, stream. My friend Duncan's here. Or Ash.
Doesn't matter, does it? They don't know who he is.
They don't know who it is. This is a risk, but we're gonna do it and hope it doesn't screw us over.
It always screws you over, Santa.
Just make sure my side doesn't die. I'm like, okay, he lost his wall for the like 18th time, and I'm here like I'm like, dude, go watch my side. I'll fix your side.
Your
I'll make it
side,
better.
they
And
don't
everything.
usually make it to the wall on your side. Why do I need to be on your side?
To make sure that like
I watch
I'm
this
not
side.
losing.
You won't be losing. You gotta trust in me. Oh gosh, now I gotta buy 2 more builders. Thanks, Santa.
You're welcome.
Let me
but
buy a
here's the
pikeman
problem,
to
Josh.
help you.
On my side, no one's watching it, so if the wall falls, we're screwed.
Nah, we'll be fine.
Dude, you should. If you skip back like maybe 30 minutes, I was genuinely screams of terror as the walls would fall. I think it's the first time I've ever genuinely screamed on stream. It was actually really funny too.
I had a good
I'm
laugh.
glad no one was here. Everyone would have yelled at me if builders, stop wiping the sweat off your brow and finish it.
But we're so sweaty. We need to wipe off the sweat off of our brows. I'm heading to your wall, Santa. Don't worry. By the time I get there, there won't be anything anyways. By the way, this magical unicorn has been giving me so much gold.
Well, that's good.
At first, I thought it was going to be one of the most useless things that we've ever invested in,
Hey,
but it's
come on.
actually one of the most useful things we've ever invested in.
I know, right? I'm glad I looked up what that did. We bought a statue for the knights, and it gave them the ability to lunge through the wall.
And it killed
They all
us.
died instantly.
We all
They
died.
all died instantly. And when I looked it up, I was like, okay, what is so good about this thing? They said it's bugged. The monarch should not buy it. It will screw them over in the long run.
It did.
Well, I didn't know that. That's actually one of the reasons why we lost so much. Okay, we need to protect this thing now.
I was thinking about
Okay,
buying
Josh.
knights, but I was like, well, they're
Your
just going to
wall
lose
should
immensely.
Your wall should be stable. Get back to your side. I'm going back to my side.
Can I buy farms on my side?
If you want to, go ahead.
I just want to empty my inventory out of this stupid amount of gold that I have. We don't have one of these guys yet, but it's good just to stock up, you know?
His steed poops gold.
My steed poops gold.
It's actually really
Wait, 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 wait. You want to show him?
Yeah, look at this. Look.
Wait,
He's
where are you?
coming.
I'm coming.
Come on.
Coming. Santa, you idiot. How many times I gotta tell you not to freaking touch my wall?
You know what? If it wasn't for me, you would be dead.
You just ruined this entire farm.
There's no farm there.
There is.
That's the one by the freaking archer thing, is it not?
There's a farm right here. I was building it. I'm broke again, but I'm building it. I was building it. I said, "Can I build a farm?" You said, "Yeah."
Oh,
And then
I'm so sorry, Josh.
You always do this to my farms. You're sabotaging me.
Cry baby. I fixed everything on your side. What do you mean I'm sabotaging you?
How dare you sabotage my side? You always
wow.
do this.
Hey, nice. I like that meme. I have no builders, Josh. Where are they?
My
Helping
side.
you.
Because they love me more. We've discussed this. The builders love me.
Hey, I'm the prettier princess. You're a
I am the
freaking
queen.
ugly old hag.
Ugly old hag, says the one who can't seem to find a boyfriend. No, I'm joking.
Whoa!
I got married. I don't know what happened to you.
I don't know if you can hear me. I'm sorry. I've had one viewer. It's great. It's probably Ben, actually.
It's probably been, to be honest.
It
Yeah.
was this guy before, and then he yeeted. He's gone.
He said, "Screw this." He probably started listening to my story.
Yeah,
He's
we'll
like,
stop in
"What
about
the hell
5
is he
minutes,
talking
Josh, 'cause
about?"
That'll be an hour.
I feel
45
sorry
minutes.
for
Is that okay,
anybody who
Josh?
starts the rewind of this and then realizes
Okay,
that I just
okay.
talked nonsense entirely through the whole entire thing. I tried telling stories, but I'm not a very
Tell the
interesting
story.
person.
Thank you. I do appreciate it. I'll have to watch my own stream to see what I missed.
They're horrible
Um,
stories. I just talked about times, like, at first I tried to talk about depressing times, but I did not want to tell the duck story. I've told you the duck story, right?
Duck story.
Did I not tell you the duck
Oh,
story?
yeah.
I told you the duck
Yeah.
story. I don't want to talk about the duck story. Not with people who watch my platform. I'd feel really bad for them. I might scar them. Because I'm gonna, of course, I'm gonna add gruesomeness to it, more gruesomeness because that's how it felt. They probably have no idea. It just sounds weird.
Uh-oh.
What?
There's night ambiance.
Nah, we'll be fine.
And that's implying.
Nah, we're
Okay,
good.
okay. If it is, then this is a good spot to stop. And if it's not, it's still a good spot to stop. We should stop after this night.
It's a
I don't
white
see the moon.
I see a white moon, but it's covered
Yeah,
by
but you
clouds.
remember the last time it changed while
It's
it was in the
it's
sky?
covered by clouds, so I can't really see. It's a new moon.
No. Yeah, it's white. It's fine.
It's a new white moon. That's right. I didn't ever get to finish my joke. Oh, what do you call a cow with two legs?
I don't know.
Lean beef. What do you call a cow with no legs?
Still lean beef.
Ground beef.
Oh God, that was a bad joke, Josh.
Have you not have? It's still
Okay,
lean
what do
beef.
you call a deer with no legs? Wait, no.
No, it's not
Okay,
that.
no. It's what do you call a deer with no eyes?
No, I have no idea.
Okay.
I ruined your joke.
You took my joke. That's fine. Okay, are you good calling it here, Josh? For now.
I guess I'll do my outro, and then we'll do Gmod later after Duncan does his thing.
So
Let me
you
do my
your
outro.
and then I'll do my thing.
So, guys, I told very boring stories for about 30 minutes because Santa was talking to a friend, but now he's going to help that friend in real life. So we're going to have to end it here. We got about probably 50 minutes into this one. If you don't want to watch this one, that's perfectly fine. Nothing really eventful happened in this one, surprisingly. But if you made it this far and you're actually listening to this, then why did you watch? I want to know in the comments why you watched all the way to the end, because it would be very interesting to see if you were watching because you wanted to hear the end of my stories that made no sense, if you just like my content and wanted me to feel appreciated, um, or if you just felt bad for me and wanted to watch the end as our background music. Who knows?